Hey, y'all. This is your girl, Erica J with Manifest Mondays. Before I get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. For those of you who don't know me, I am Erica Jackson, aka EJ, aka E Jizzle, aka Coach E or Coach Erica. I am a life coach, a podcaster, a motivational speaker, and an up and coming author. Yes, I wear all the hats. Um, Listen, it's been a great week. It's been a busy week. It's been a long week. Well, that was last week, and now we're on to this week, of course. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is mental break day. These are like so important. And I recently was reminded that this is actually mental health awareness month. The month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. As I said, I am a podcaster, and on our last podcast, CAP Podcast, make sure you subscribe. I do talk about that often. But on our last podcast, we had this young lady, Brandy Flynn, who is a mental health therapist on our show. And it was an eye opener. It was very inspiring. We learned a lot. And we even learned about sometimes we have to actually take a break for ourselves. You know, we talk as a life coach, as therapists, as counselors. Many of us talk to people day in and day out. People ask us for advice. But in essence, whether you are a life coach, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a businessman or businesswoman, we have so much going on in our lives. Some of us still work full-time jobs. We have families. We have so much that we're doing. I myself, I'm single with no kids, but guess what? I still have a lot on my plate. I have a full-time job. I'm trying to work a business. I am trying to finish up a book. I am instrumental in helping to take care of different people, make sure things are taken care of, make sure things are taken care of for myself. I do DoorDash deliveries. So it's a lot that I do. And sometimes for so many people, especially in this season, we can have so much on us that it's hard to really focus on what we have to do next. It's hard to really focus because everything around us seems so loud. I say all the time that we need to be focused. We need to get into a place where we can hear God and listen, and then we have to be obedient and do what He says. But what happens when it's hard to get to that place, where you can hear God? What happens then? Because everything is so clouded. It's hard sometimes to be able to hear Him. And we think all this stuff that's going on with us, is He listening? Does He know what's going on? Of course He knows what's going on. He's God. But what happens is that we are focused on so much that's going on around us, and we're human. That's going to happen. But sometimes, you guys, we have to take a mental break day. This past Friday, that's exactly what I did. I may have gotten on Facebook a little bit. I took off from work. And I got a chance to just say woosah, to just breathe. You know what I'm saying? People can find different things to do in those times. Some people may just take a drive. Like I said, I do DoorDash deliveries. Sometimes I may be doing these deliveries. I have no music playing. I'm not on the phone. I'm doing these deliveries. I'm talking to God. I'm trying to clear my head. Sometimes I just leave the house just to leave, just get a break, get away from being on the inside, just to get out, go to a park, go to sit by, if you love nature, go sit by the water, hang with some friends. That has been a good stress reliever of mine too, to just hang with some friends, just looking at TV. Sometimes you don't even have to be talking. Sometimes it can just be that quiet, or you can get alone, be alone in your own space where there is nobody to bother you, not go anywhere, shut yourself out, think, pray, take a breather. Some of us even get off Facebook. Whatever a mental break day looks like for you, make sure you take them. I know I myself, I'm going to be taking a little bit more of those. It's important. It's important that if you want to move forward in what God has for you to do, you're going to have to sometimes just take a break. Say, woosah, breathe. Don't let headaches get to you. Don't let chest aches. If I get stressed, my chest hurts. I may get headaches. But we all need to make sure we're just taking a break. You know what I'm saying? It can just be a day. It could be a week. It could be a few days. Some have to get out of town. Whatever you have to do for you, take a mental break day. And if it gets too overwhelming, as I said, we did have Brandy Flynn on our podcast. I guess that was last month, actually. And see a therapist. There's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist. There was a time when that was taboo and people did not want to go see a therapist because it meant like, I don't understand it, like there was something wrong with you or like you couldn't take control. But a therapist can help you get control again. And my podcast host, Jerry Davis, was recently on another podcast for Shamika Baxter, I believe that's her last name, Dear Shamika podcast. And it was something that I remember him saying on there, and I just can't think of it right at this moment. It just left me, and I was going to bring up a really great point that he said on that podcast. So I might have to come back to you guys on that, and it was really good too. It just left me. But even if I can't think of it, check that podcast out too and watch that interview. You can get some great insight. Oh, this is what it was. He was talking about the difference between a mental therapist and a life coach. Because if you need, some people get a life coach if they're trying to get some things accomplished, like with their purpose or with some things that may be going on in their life or with time management. A life coach can coach you through the problems, but you're actually going to be learning how to handle it yourselves. But you go see a therapist when there's no way for you to handle it, and a therapist can get you back on the right track. There is a difference. If you seriously need to talk to somebody and you have some serious issues, make sure you talk to a mental therapist, not a life coach. So that is very important as well. But you guys, make sure you take a mental break day. It's very important to be able to move forward and do what God has called you to do. If you want to book me for speaking engagements or coaching, you can go to my website, www.eph6productions.com, or you can email me at the number 6pro@gmail.com. Again, that is EPHESIANS, the number 6pro@gmail.com. I am on all social media platforms. I am on Instagram as ejizzle40, I think it is, and Cat Podcast, E6 Coaching and Consulting, and Ephesians 6 Productions. I am on Facebook as Erica Jackson, Ephesians 6 Productions, E6 Coaching and Consulting, and Cat Podcast. And yeah, that's how you can get a hold of me. I would be glad to come and speak with your students, with your employees, with speak at your events, a conference, workshop. I am available. Let me also tell you guys, I have been going strong since January 1st, except for missing 2 days. 2. And so this episode is, yay, episode 20. So after this episode, I am going to be taking a break for the summer. It may just be a month, and I may just come back in July. And I'm going to be working on some things maybe to add. So you may come back to something new. I'm going to be promoting this YouTube page, so make sure that you are sharing it with others, that you are commenting on the YouTube page and on the Facebook page. It can really help out a lot, because it may be something that's said in these videos that can help out another person. Big shout out to Charlotte Patterson, who has always shared this YouTube broadcast, and I know that she shares it with people, and they're looking on as well. So thank you, Charlotte, for sharing. You guys take care of yourselves. Go work out. Those are so many things. Let me say that too before I leave here. There are different things there are more things that you can do. You can work out too. You can watch how you eat in these times too. That is very, very important, to watch how you're eating. If you want to eat more fruits, more vegetables, all these things, making sure you're getting an adequate amount of sleep. All of these things are very important. So you guys take heed, understand your bodies, and know when it's time to take a mental break day. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you guys more than likely in July. Bye.